Have you ever watched Jeopardy before? You watched Jeopardy, right? This is like your potpourri category. Just a little hodgepodge of things around the league on this week's episode of Fridays with Farwell. Let's start with the league's announcement about that new streamlined standard player agreement. Look, this is just some housekeeping on the part of the Ontario Hockey League. They're going to make sure everybody knows how to access that scholarship money that's there. They want to make sure that everybody knows that the CHL will develop players, not just for a potential future in the pros, but also that pathway into what might be the NCAA now. And sure, let's throw in a little bit of extra money for training in the offseason, going up from $1,000 to as much as $2,000 per player. My only question is, how are the Niagara Ice Dogs going to pay for this? But in all seriousness, what we're seeing here is just the very beginning. The CHL/OHL is getting its messaging out there to let you know that this still is the #1 development league in the world, because the competition is only just beginning. You watch the fierce recruitment of players and what teams are doing to attract those players. That's only going to be increasing in the years ahead. Mark my words on that. Also, the OHL draft is this weekend, and here's something that I can predict. Every team is going to get exactly the player they were hoping to get, just where they hoped to get them. They won't believe that the player was still available when it came around their time to pick. Let's not forget that what we're trying to do in the OHL draft is project the hockey futures of 15-year-olds. And by the way, congratulations to Caden McGregor out of the Ottawa system, who's going to be joining the Peterborough Petes as the first overall selection. First time in the Petes' storied history that they have had the first overall pick in the OHL draft. And finally, we are into round 2. I'm in Windsor for that. Oh, I love coming here. I'll tell you why in just a moment. But my podcast partner on the OHL podcast, Dan Mahar, says this might be the best second round we've had in a decade in the league. What say you? How about the 1-4 matchup in the East? Brantford, Oshawa. Are you kidding me? That's the 1-4. It's going to be a great series. I love the way Oshawa is built. I think they're built to win, but home ice might just be enough, plus Nick Lardis, Patrick Thomas, and more. I'm taking the Bulldogs in a hard-fought 7. The other series in the East, Barrie the 2, Kingston the 3. I can't figure the Colts out, to be honest with you, but I know the Fronts are flying. I'm taking Kingston in 5. In the West, London meets Erie. Anybody surprised that Erie knocked off Saginaw? Kind of an upset in round number 1, the 5 over the 4. London will win this series. I predict it in 6, but it won't be easy. These Otters will not roll over. And I know those fans in Erie will have their own special version of Sweet Caroline that they like to sing when London is in town. And then the 2-3 matchup, Windsor, where I am, versus the Kitchener Rangers. These teams so evenly matched, but do you ever bet against the best goaltender in the league? I'm not ready to do that. I'm taking the Kitchener Rangers in a hard-fought 6. Why do I love it here in Windsor? Among other things, Antonino's Pizza, baby. When you come here, make sure you get some. So it's a new standard player agreement in the OHL. It's OHL draft weekend. It's the second round, and it's Friday. I'm Farwell. We'll see you at the rink.